Hi, it's Bob1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox. Now, scenario bumped into a person on the forums who was a newbie and offered them some assistance. Now, unbeknownst to me, the person was actually still in Lyra at the time and had said they were going to leave but hadn't actually left, and there was two of them. So we shared some wing missions with them, generally chatted to them, gave them some advice, advised them to join the New Pilots Initiative, because when we spoke to them, we chatted to them about their time in Lyra and whether they'd had any assistance whatsoever in the entire time they'd been in Lyra. And the answer was no. They'd had no advice on ship builds, no help doing anything, no direction, no guidance. So we directed them to the New Pilots Initiative, and I have a newfound respect for the New Pilots Initiative. Having to deal with these two newbies, do I have deep found respect for the New Pilots Initiative, because once we'd dealt with these two gentlemen, we wanted to kill Starro, one of them, it turned up he was harmless in an anaconda. He'd always be given lots of money but no guidance or direction. He actually had no shields, even though he did have shield saddlebanks, and he didn't really want to listen to some of the advice. It was very difficult, so that was interesting to say the least. But we left there. We were looking to sate ourselves in a murderous rage, but the first guy we ran into had no cargo and turned out to be a lovely chap, so that didn't really sate our rage, though I did ram this NPC because he'd been attacking now. That made me smile a little bit. But honestly, the frustration of sometimes dealing with new players can be immense. So I am surprised that members of New Pilots Initiative don't flip out and just start murdering everyone in game just to sate themselves, just to cope with having to deal with some of the new pilots that are out there. Helping new players is in of itself its own reward, but patience is needed, and I don't know what it was, but one of these guys just made me lose my patience very, very quickly. But the other one, he was fine. He was just young and excitable and a bit of a squeaker, but he was a lovely enough kid, and he was, he took the advice really well. I hope he gets himself to the New Pilots Initiative and gets taught the correct way to play this game, because New Pilots Initiative do make a point of helping people out and making them able to cope with existing in this game, not just take the easy routes, but actually grow and learn. We were directing him in how best to go about getting his engineers. We directed him in how to get on Inara, get himself an account set up. We were talking him through, don't worry about money. Money's easy to come by. Worry about your engineers. Get your engineering done. Do this, do that. And then we would just basically direct him to new pilots, because they will be able to help him far more than we were able to. So after piracy and salt, we did head down to QBO and managed to kill ourselves a lovely blue hat. I feel really justified in killing this blue hat, because man, they made me work for it on the interdiction. I thought I'd lost this interdiction multiple times. I'm not the best at interdicting in an anaconda, it's got to be said. There's something to interdicting people in big ships that I don't particularly like. Orcs are amazingly good at interdicting in big ships, but me, I had a bit of a struggle on this one. Just felt like it just wasn't working for me. I did well just to even stick in this one, because as you can see, it goes all the way red on more than one occasion, and I just about pull it back each time. It was just a very difficult, quite laggy interdiction in a very busy system with a lot of fleet carriers in it. I'll use all the excuses under the sun, but basically I do a terrible job of interdicting this person and just about pull it back each time. And then finally, I think they give up the wheel and I managed to get the interdiction. And the interdiction is way harder than the kill. It's got to be said, this poor guy's obviously fortifying in a beluga, or he's running passenger missions, and he's really unfortunate. But he was pledged, he was in QBO, and you know what that means. That means murder of an Imperial player. But man, this is like the toughest, most challenging interdiction I've had since that Type 7 a while ago. This was really struggling. But you know, I kept it together, kept going. You know, a few times I thought I had him, a few times I thought he'd got away, but eventually, and I mean eventually, managed to get the interdiction. It was a real tough one. Don't think there was much faith in me getting it at one point, but you know, I stayed with it, kept calm, kept my patience, kept doing what I do, and eventually it paid off. But yeah, I mean, can you believe there's interdictions still going on at this point? This beluga was so tough to interdict, and yeah, an awful lot quicker to kill, it's got to be said. But that was pretty mean. This is the brutal execution of a simp, and yeah, this didn't take too long. Killed them. The interdiction was very much the tough part. But next up is a little clip of well, this one's going to be with voice. Panda has been a new addition to the Dark Marauders. He was in the Dark Marauders for a while beforehand, but then he left. He's now come back, and he's never really fully introduced to the Dark Marauders. So me and Al just wanted to make him welcome, and yeah, so me and Al just might have helped him out when he stopped off for a break.
I like Panda. Panda's fun as hell. Yeah. I think a lesson might be in order here. Yeah. Drives, maybe FSD. Depends on how long he takes, isn't it? There's lessons you got very good at doing that.
Going to be using multiple zones yet.
No, I've not tried him yet. I think, was it Polo was saying he... Tell him it's all...
Alright, I'm back.
Come on.
Thanks, guys.
Lesson number one: never leave your ship in Super Cruise when you're AFK.
Yeah,
ever.
no, I...
Lesson number two: never leave your ship in Super Cruise.
Panda took his lesson well, and considering that Mamba's not fully engineered, those shields held up pretty well, so yeah, when he gets that ship finished, it will be a decent enough little combat ship for him. Panda is rushing to get a fully grade 5 engineered ship so he can get involved with more PvP combat with us, other than killing Lyra, because he hasn't needed a grade 5 engineered ship to deal with Lyra, but he might do to deal with some of the PvP groups we sometimes mess with. You know. But we had fun, we trolled around, we ended up, so we went Sol, Cubio, then Desiat, I believe, and we basically killed people that we found that, you know, we could mess with. I believe this is a Brep guy that we found in Desiat. He did actually, we could have killed him a second time, but we left him alone. I did message him afterwards and say, it's a shame you guys didn't pay your 50 million credit PPI insurance, because I'll be honest, we wouldn't be killing Brep if it weren't for that. I mean, I might kill them for power play reasons, but I wouldn't be killing them just because they're Brep, which is what I'm killing them for at the moment. But yeah, Poor guy. He got slightly nudged, and I think that was enough, really. I feel sorry for him, but Brett never did pay their pirate protection insurance, so until they do, I mean, I don't say that they haven't paid it yet, because there's always an opportunity to pay your pirate protection insurance. You can always contact us, pay the pirate protection insurance, and save yourself the cost of all those rebuys. I mean, in our first year, we've had 3 groups refuse to pay. Brett, Phoenix Amiga, and I can't remember the name of the squad, but the pilot's name is Venduza, so Venduza's squadron. With Phoenix Amiga, we flipped their home system and then called it quits because they reported us for harassment to Microsoft, so it's clear they didn't want to play or have any fun. They just wanted to complain and bitch, and so we pretty much just flipped their home system, made a fortune out of the conflict zones and left. With Brep, we enacted our revenge on them in their system. Famously, I did a video of 12 kills that we got one night, and then we got like 8 kills the next day. Then there was the Venduza squadron. We asked them for money or Venduza to pay to allow us to kill him 3 times, once for each of his combat logs that he'd combat logged on me and Baron Greenback previously. They basically refused, Venduza refused, so we took 3 assets off them and flipped their home system, 1 asset per combat log, and that, I mean, made us a fortune in like conflict zones and various other stuff, and it was very clear that they were, you know, not going to ever pay us, so we made our money out of the BGS, and like I say, flipped 1 asset. We took a whole system off them, flipped 3 assets, and flipped their home system. So all in all, even though we didn't get paid, we feel we did enough on those 3 occasions to, you know, say that the Dark Marauders had been there. You know, we either murdered a load of their pilots or flipped their home system. That's generally when we call it quits on BGS. If you're not going to pay us to the point where we just flip your home system and you have to flip it back, that's pretty much it for us on the BGS front. We're not going to worry too much about it. And we ended up coming down here and chatting to Devo and Grumpy Skeletor, 2 people that are hanging around at Farseer base looking to kill people. Both of them have got YouTube channels, which I'll link in the description below. Both wonderful guys, both gankers that kill a lot of people. Devo does a lot of short edited videos, and Grumpy Skeletor's got the advantage that he's got a really cool name, which is very easy to riff on and make fun content about. But respect to New Pilots Initiative, I don't know how they keep it together and don't just feel like killing everyone after dealing with all those newbies. I have not got the patience anymore to help newbies that much. Too many squeakers. So difficult. But anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching.